Hi everyone, thank you for watching this demo about the end-to-end DevOps toolchain. I will show you how the Micro Focus solutions, release control and deployment automation can support your CI/CD pipeline. I will not cover in detail those solutions. I just want to provide an overview explaining how it works. So the plan today is to update this application, Ring2Park. This is a web application based on a JT server and a SQL Server database. This application is currently deployed into integration, and integration is the port 8881. The plan is to deploy a new application version to update the help page here. So in integration, the help page contains demo here. So the plan is to update this using a CI/CD pipeline. So let's start. So as the developer, I need first for sure to update the source code. So this is my application. I'm using IntelliJ. And this is the help page. This is the sentence you see on the web application. So I would like just to add my before demo. So I will commit my modification. So in the commit message, you see two references to two Jira tickets. So ticket number 9 and number 24. So I commit this modification. And this modification should automatically trigger a Jenkins job. So if we have a look on Jenkins now, so here a Jenkins job should start. So with the build ID 81. So what are the tasks executed by this Jenkins job? So first, it will use Maven to build the new application version. And then it will create a release package into release control. And it will upload the new application version into deployment automation to be deployed later. For sure, in the Jenkins job, you can also add other steps. As for instance, if you want to store the application release application version into a Nexus repository, or if you want to run a SonarQube static analysis. So all those tasks can be added into your Nexus job. Your Jenkins job. Okay, so now the build is completed with a success status. So we can check what happens in release control. So we are talking, about the build 81. So in the top, in the bottom right corner, you can see email notification. So I can refresh here. So here we go. So we see that the release package with the build 81 was created by Jenkins. So let's have a look inside. So this release package will follow a workflow, and the first stage of this workflow is acceptance. So here you need to define if you want to deploy this application or not. The environment candidate is the integration environment. The people involved in this deployment are the release engineer, then developer, and at the release manager, admin. You can see here that we are deploying the application Ring2Park Online. We talk about the version 81. If we have a look on the deployment path, here you can see your pipeline. So the pipeline used for this application version will be integration, then production. So if you want, before deploying your application, if you want to book your environment in order to check if the environment is available or if it is already used by other applications, so you can use the schedule feature here, and you can say, for instance, I would like to deploy an integration, this application version, between Thursday and I don't know, Sunday. So here you see you see here there is a conflict with another application that is already planned to be deployed in this time slot. So you can reschedule your deployment for this environment, or you can decide to override the conflict and to allow the deployment in the same time as this other application. So this is only for planning purpose. So now we can have a look on the deployment task. So what are the deployment tasks? The deployment tasks are the process executed to deploy your application. How we will deploy application? We will use deployment automation, the Micro Focus solution to deploy application. So here, when Jenkins has automatically created this release package, he used a runbook, a predefined runbook associated to this application. And in this predefined runbook, you can see there is already a predefined task. And this predefined task will deploy your Ring2Park application using a deployment automation process. So this is how your application will be deployed. We can have a look in the request tab. So in this tab, it's not mandatory, but you can, for traceability purpose, you can add your ticket, your Jira ticket or your ServiceNow ticket to provide the context of your modification you want to deploy. So for instance, you can add Jira ticket. So you can use the Jira provider here. If I remember well, there is comments in the title of the ticket. Here we are browsing our Jira repository. And we should find one ticket, this one. So unexpected comments on the help page. This is the issue we want to fix deploying this new application version. So this is for our traceability purpose. So that's it for release control. Now, if we have a look on deployment automation. So as I mentioned, Jenkins has uploaded the version 1.81 into deployment automation. And in these versions, we can see the files. So that there is the WAR files, this is web application, and we can see the property files. We can see additional information about this 81 version here. So we can see the URL used by Jenkins. You can see the build ID, the Jenkins build ID. You can see here the Jira ticket. So you remember the commit message with IntelliJ. So it was related to Jira ticket 9 and 24. We can have here the Nexus URL, where your application version is stored once the Jenkins job was completed. You can as well here specify the SonarQube URL, and you can as well specify the subversion revision here. So you see all those values were automatically set by Jenkins. So this is deployment automation. So if we have a look on the other version already stored, so you can see the 81 was built but not yet deployed. And for instance, the version 57 was successfully deployed in integration. So this is the status associated to each version. So now I go back to my release control, and I can move through the workflow. So the current state is acceptance. So you can accept. So we can say that the release manager accepts the definition of this release package, and he asks the release engineer to deploy it. So it depends your organization, it depends how you want to use release control, but just keep in mind, if you have several profiles, you can implement several kinds of workflow based on the profile you want. So now, as release engineer, I have the privileges the required privileges to start the deployment. So I can just click here to start the deployment. So when you start the deployment, it means that release control will run the deployment task associated to this release package. So do you remember here in the deployment task, we use here a runbook, and in this runbook, in this predefined runbook, there is already defined a call to deployment automation to deploy your application release. So you see here the deployment against the integration environment is running. So you just click on it and you can follow the deployment into the integration environment. So this is deployment automation. So here what we see, so we are deploying into the integration environment. We are this is the name of the server. So this is ENT001 associated to my integration environment. And I'm deploying the version 81. I can have a look on details. So it means I can see all the elementary steps I will use to deploy my application into this environment. So I will first download the WAR file from deployment automation server to the target server. I will check if my JT service is up and running. I will copy file. I will run automated test. I will update the Jira ticket. And I will provide a OK status to this deployment. So now the deployment is completed on deployment automation. So if I go back to release control, you see the state is deploying. So I just need to refresh it. And I should see deployment complete. So now the deployment is complete, and the QA team has to check if the modification is valid. So again, this is email notification here. So go back to my application. This is integration 88, 81. I just have to log in, and I should see my demo. For the help page. So here you see my demo. So it means that the update will be done was done correctly for this integration environment. So I can say here the tests are successfully completed. And now we are ready to deploy into the next environment. So this is production. So by default, we have predefined people involved in this deployment into production. So it's done developer with a backup of all people belonging to the release engineer teams. In this way, you can affect the task to a specific guy or a specific team. So we are ready to deploy into production. But what happens here? We have an environment approval. So it means a gate is defined when you want to deploy this application into production. So this gate means you have to get an approval from someone to allow the deployment into this specific environment. So if we have a look on the approval tabs, here, this is the approval. So you see this is an approval for the production environments. And you can define here, and you can select here approve or reject if you want to allow or not this deployment. So now the deployment is allowed into productions. So you can start the deployment into productions. So it's more or less the same process as we used for integration. So the status for the release package is deploying. If we have a look on deployment task here, we see that the deployment in production is in progress, and you can jump into deployment automation. And we see what? Here you see there is another approval in deployment automations. So it was just to show you that you can define gates, quality gate, using release control and or using deployment automation. So it depends the process you want to implement. Here you are two approvers, one for the application and one for the environment. And the deployment can start. This is again email notification here. So the deployment is running. So we see here, this is for production. The version is still the same, 81. The name of the server is different, it's pod 003. And again, you can have a look on details. So the same stuff. So with deployment automation downloads the new application version. It checks the JT services, start the JT services. And you see here, the automatic test call is not started because in the process, we have defined that those tests are only for integration environment and not for the productions. So same stuff, we will update the Jira ticket with the expected information. And we will update the status of the version of the application version itself. So if I stay here in deployment automation, so if I have a look on the version, so the version 81, I see that this version was deployed successfully into the production environment. So here you can track for each version on which environment this application with this version is deployed. If I go back to release control, if I refresh it, so I will see that the deployment is now over, completed. If we have a look in Jira, so do you remember we will work with the ticket 9 and 22. So this is a 22 ticket here. And you see in Jira, if you have a look on the history for this specific ticket, you can see that the deployment into integration and into production were tracked. So here we see that it was deployed into production. This one was deployed into integration before, and this one is about the Jenkins job. So the development team, if they have a look on the Jira ticket, they create information about what happens to their modification. So that's it for this demo. So thank you for watching this demo.